Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji, and thank you Sangat for listening to me today. This morning I woke up, and this happened to me last time too, which was May 23rd, 2021. कि ऐसे अंदर से कुछ होता है कि आज share करना है. And the same thing happened last time too. Seema Aunty asked me to share, and she asked me again today. So thank you for giving me the chance, Seema Aunty. My life is a satsang from beginning to the end. If someone knew me in 2019, they wouldn't recognize the person I am today. इन्होंने totally बदल दिया. I'm gonna shake a little bit. मेरे दिमाग में था कि I'm gonna share 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now it's all blank. So जो भी गुरुजी बुलवाएंगे वो बोलेंगे. Yeah. So I connected with Guruji in 2019. तब I think वो नहीं चाहते थे कि मैं आऊँ. So I came to the parking lot, dropped my mom. वहाँ बैठे 2-3 घंटे, waited for her. Then she came out, used to go home. Happened for 2-3 months. उसके बाद trip लिया, India, solo, Delhi. वहाँ पे गुरुजी की photo देखी, पर because पता नहीं था तो I was सोचा कि ऐसे ही कोई होंगे गुरु, सारी दुनिया पागल हो रही है, हर गाड़ी के पीछे लिखा हुआ है, पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है. So came back, and then he called me in. Then he gave me everything I didn't like. जैसे chai. I never used to drink chai, कभी भी नहीं, and he gave me that. He used to give me भिंडी की सब्जी. I cannot stand it. फिर भी खाना पड़ा. And I used to give half of it back, and then Sevad uncle used to be like, "Nahi, finish karo." And I'm like, "What? Are you serious? It's 2020. Come on now." So, anyways, हो गया सब कुछ. But one thing is, जब वो आपको बुलाते हैं, वो इसीलिए बुलाते हैं because उन्हें पता होता है कि क्या होना है. And his timing is never wrong. आपको लगता है कि आपको वो चीज़ नहीं मिल रही है और आप रोते हो, and you do all of that, but उनका time होता है वो देने का. He does give it to you, but he has his own timing. So 2020, when I came here for the first time, मैंने उनसे I asked for my career. I just graduated college, so मेरे पास कुछ था नहीं मांगने को. I had family, everything was there. I just needed career, so I asked him. और उन्होंने मुझे मेरी औकात से बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ के दे दिया. थोड़ा सा he starts instilling some trust, everything into you. आपको आना, आपको अच्छा लगता है आना. उन्होंने दिया. I didn't understand the mangu nahi mano. I used to come and have my list ready, and he used to give it, and I used to go home, be happy कि चलो जाएंगे, चाय पिएंगे, मांगेंगे, फिर से आ जाएंगे. So that happened. In 2020, he moved me to a different state. He moved me to Delaware. I had never stayed away from family. I was 21 at the time, so I didn't know how to stay alone. मेरे सुबह उठ के खाना mom used to have it ready, laundry used to be done. I used to be the spoiled one. So he moved me. तब समझ नहीं आया कि why did he do that. वो अगले साल समझ आया. So the whole year went. In 2021, my cousin was getting married, so he sent so it was COVID wave, and my dad asked me कि चलना है, चलें शादी पे. And I'm like, my first cousin is getting married, let's go, we'll have fun. I'm all about the outfits, the dance, the music, चलो चलते हैं. He didn't let me go. Things happened at work, I stayed, he didn't let me go. My dad went. As soon as my dad went, the COVID wave happened in India. It was April. People were dying left and right. सब कुछ हो रहा था. And then I realized why he didn't let me go. My dad met everyone, even during the lockdown. Everyone had the chance to meet him. He met people he hadn't met in 15 years, his family, right? He came back. He tested positive. We quarantined him. He healed. And then at one point, life was so perfect कि गुरुजी आपने सब संभाल लिया. So it's all good, right? And जब सब कुछ सही हो रहा होता है, you get ego. you have that अहंकार कि चलो अब तो सही हो रहा है, अब तो क्या ही गलत होगा, and things look just right. So 2021 November, my cousin from India, she said they had a visa for a long time but they never visited. So she, out of nowhere, pata nahi kaise, she said ki, yaar, we'll come on 21st November. We'll visit you guys. And I'm like, chalo, aa jao, ghumne chalenge. We had all of these things ready, but we never bought tickets to anywhere. And you'll see why. So November 17th, 2021, my dad complained of chest pain late at night, though it was 12 baje ka time. And first thing was, ER it is. So rushed him to Virtua. It was COVID time, so they didn't really let anyone in. Pata nahi kaise, Guruji ne bina test karaye, kuch bhi karaye, they let me in. Wahan I sat with my dad for 2 hours while they were running tests, everything. They were scheduling him for surgery because they said that he had a STEMI, a heart attack. So तब भी अंदर एक अहंकार था कि गुरुजी हैं तो he'll fix it, क्योंकि सत्संग सुनते हैं सबके ठीक होते हैं, so I thought हमारा भी हो जाएगा. So surgery started. I was the only one in the ER. It was 2 something in the morning on November 18th, and अहंकार था, पता लग रहा था surgery is in progress, we'll be fine, we'll go home, happy go lucky, everything's gonna be fine. So 3 something, the nurse comes out of the ER, of the surgery, the surgery room, and she hands me my dad's kada that he never took off in his life. And she said ki, he wants you to have this. And this was mid-surgery. The surgery was happening. They were putting in stunt or whatever. So at that time, my heart sank. Because pata lag jata hai ki kuch hone wala hai. My dad would never do that. So 3:45, the nurse comes out and she's like, he's not doing well, we can't find a pulse. And I saw enough medical shows to know that that's not good. So my first thought was, my mom's outside waiting, can I bring her in? Because for me it was blank, but somehow Guruji was keeping me together at the time, because I knew that my dad used to call me his son. It's just me and my sister. So I knew I had to hold it together, because aur koi choice nahi thi, So he passed away, and initially the thought was ki jab sab kuch sahi ho raha hota hai, then you're like, Guruji, you're the best. And then something goes wrong and you're like, why me? How dare you do this? Aur maine itna galat socha, bola us din, I didn't even know what I was saying. So my dad passed away November 18th, but unhone planning kar rakhi thi, in the sense where he was slowly pushing me away from my father for the year before, because I moved. So he was detaching me. Then he made sure that we had family coming pehle se. They were already supposed to come on November 21st. So they came right after my dad passed away, because he has planned it that way. I don't remember that 1 month, because from what I heard was happening is I was sitting and I was twitching because of the shock, and I used to sleep, and my sister used to be like, you were sleeping, your eyes were open, and I didn't remember because I was so out of it. Ho gaya. I work for a Canadian company, so I have coworkers in Canada, and one of my coworkers that I think Guruji put there called me out of nowhere, and he works crisis response, so he knows how to handle people who are, who were at the stage I was. Or pata nahi kaise ki he used to talk to me for 3 hours, for 4 hours. We never met. We only talked for work, nothing. But he was there because I think Guruji put him there, because I couldn't share what I was going through with my family, because I had to take care of them. So wo ho gaya. Somehow things just put into place. At the time, I had just gotten a promotion at work, So my job changed in a sense कि वो भी उन्होंने किया कि मैं दिन में 17-18 घंटे I was in front of a computer and I was talking and I couldn't think of anything else because that was his way of making sure that I was okay. उन्होंने पता नहीं कैसे he fixed things financially. He didn't let me go under any burden. He fixed things emotionally. He took care of. He held my hand throughout it all. And it seems easy, but for someone like me who used to wake up and find dad and go to bed and make sure I hug my dad before going to bed, and I used to drive hours just to play a game of Ludo with him, I don't know how I survived it, and it wasn't possible without him. So, Shukrana Guruji. After that happened, things were low, so I thought ki, I'll take, after a year later, I thought that we'll take a trip. So my cousin was like, listen, do you want to go take a trip somewhere? And I'm like, chalo, need a break. Things haven't been good. It's been a year. I think I should get out of the house. So we went to Turkey. It was a 3-destination trip. It was a week long. By that time, on July 7th, Guruji sent me another offer letter that I accepted. So work had just changed. And it was July. We were planning either September or November to go to Turkey. This was 2022, last year. So me and my cousin, we were arguing. She said कि नहीं हम September में जाएंगे, and I said नहीं हम November में जाएंगे because I just got a promotion and I have to see my work. We went back and forth, argued a lot. I don't know how I gave in, and I said जाना है September में चलो. Let's just get out of here. So we took the trip. It was a week long. वो कहते हैं Guruji gives you 20% of what was about to happen. So as soon as we took the trip, I got super sick. I couldn't tell my mom that I'm sick. I'm coughing my lungs out. I don't know if it's COVID. We are in a different country. I had fever and everything, but I didn't want to get it checked because they were quarantining me. So the trip happened, came back just fine. And then November came, the dates we were originally supposed to go, which was around November. We were supposed to come back November 14th. We had 2 itineraries. So November 13th, I was supposed to be in Istanbul. So it was like in Antalya, Cappadocia, Istanbul, and then we'd come back. So 13 November, we were supposed to be in Istanbul. So I wake up 13th November and I open my phone and it said ki Istanbul bomb blast, 6 dead, 81 injured. So looking back, the first thing was, let me check my itinerary. I was supposed to be at the same place, same date, at the time of the bomb blast, and he didn't let me go. He sent me 2 months in advance. So thank you for blessing me life, Guruji. Uske baad, after stuff like that happens, you kind of don't have a right to complain, because what are you complaining for? He just blessed you another life. So kya karoge complain karke? So a lot of stuff happens. Testing goes on in life. Jaise, and this is the latest one, ki stuff happens in life and you feel like he's testing you. And you can't share it with anyone, but you sit in front of him and he gives you answers. So I went to someone's home satsang on Friday, and I had बहुत सारी चीज़ें दिमाग में कि what are you doing Guruji, बस करो, अब बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया, testing हो गई, just बख्श दो. And I was sitting in front of Guruji and I was just looking at his chair, and I don't know how many of you know Terry Uncle, but he was sitting at the home satsang as well, and he points to me, he's like, and I don't know what he saw, so I went around and I sat next to him. This was after the satsang, and he said in Punjabi, I'm going to say it in Hindi or English, he said ki itne sawal kyun, why are you thinking so much? Or I don't know how he knew what I was going through. I don't know if it was all over my face, but unhone pad liya. And then unhone, without me telling him anything, he goes कि जो गुरुजी के सबसे प्यारे होते हैं उनकी टेस्टिंग तो होती है, तो सब्र रखो और ठीक होगा, जो मांगा है वो मिलेगा. And he said something in those terms, and it felt like Guruji answered it, right? So after that was done, went around Matha Tekne, and in Guruji's Charan Swaroop was his face. And I froze, and everyone there took a photo and everything. And then we just came. And then the same questions I had when I came in today. And then I think the Shabad was Tumre Kaat Savare Guruji. So he answers through his Shabads, through other people's Satsang, but his timing is never, ever, ever wrong. And if I'm standing here today, it's because of Guruji. And when we go to people's house, is also when what I feel like is he gives extra blessings. And this is a quick last one before I hand it back off to Seema Aunty, is I went to a home satsang, I think it was in September, and there were a lot of things in my mind, and I bowed down and I said, Guruji, aaj koi sign dikha dena, because aaj zarurat hai. And I said, I usually go, yaar aaj to sign dikha do, and I usually go, yaar ye kar do na please. And I said that, and I said, aaj to sign de do. So I bowed down. I had a lot of questions. Where the satsang was, it got really hot, right? So everyone was sweating and all of that. And that happened. I came back home, took off, changed my outfit, went to bed. The next morning, I go to the bathroom, and something smells like roses. And I'm like, my perfume isn't rose-based. What's going on? So the outfit that I wore the night before, it smelled like it fell into pile of roses until the next morning. And to this day, I haven't washed it, and it still smells like roses. So thank you, Guruji, for always giving me signs when I need them. Koi bhool chuk ho to maaf, Guruji. And thank you for listening to me, Sangasi. And for everyone, this is the third time he made me share this satsang, so I strongly feel like mere satsang se kisi ko kuch mil raha hoga. So if you're going through a tough time, sabr. He does test his favorite people, and his timing is never, ever, ever wrong. It's not possible. So surrender karke. Oh, actually, one last thing. Okay, I'm gonna hijack the mic. Sorry, Seema Aunty. So when you come in his sharan, right, he changes your habits for your own good. So when I came into his sharan, I used to have a lot of bad habits. And a lot of like lazy stuff and everything. And he changed it in the sense where one time something, I don't know what happened. I think after the satsang, Manish uncle was sharing something, and I said, Ki, Guruji, do you really think that I should leave eating non-veg and stuff like that? Like, is it really, like, does it affect your karmas and all of that? And I used to be the biggest lover of, I'm a foodie. So I'm like, Guruji, chhod do. And that Diwali, they were passing out books, and I opened to a random page, and usme likha hua tha ki one of Guruji's vachan was, non-veg na khaya karo, change rahoge. And I don't know how he changed it, but since the day he has changed that habit into turning vegetarian, or to, he makes sure that he puts in that good stuff into you and takes all the negativity out. So in case that helps everyone. So thank you, Guruji. Shukran.
So, Aunty,